Hey everyone, this is John from EastCoastArmory.com, and I'm here today with another quick modeling tutorial video, and this is something that can really help you if you're in a bind. What we have here is a situation of a broken axle, and this is something that I've personally come across in many years of doing these builds, and I'm pretty sure if you're building models out there, you've ran into this issue too. The kit in question here is a 1/35 scale Tamiya M48A3 pattern, and this is something that really does happen quite frequently on tank kits, but it's also something that I've seen happen on many other modeling subjects, be it from ships to planes to helicopters, you name it. If there's got some sort of a axle type system, chances are you can easily have the potential of something breaking on you. Really quick, this model here is going to be the subject matter of its very own model showcase video, and at the time of filming this, the model is actually coming down to the end of its construction. The model's already been built, painted, weathered, and at this point here, it's currently disassembled so I could install the tracks. Because the model was purchased second-hand, the individual who built this model originally pre-glued on the top return rollers, and because of this, in order to fit the tracks on in a more effortless manner, the upper and lower hulls come apart. If the upper and lower hulls were glued as one piece, it could still be done, but it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but that's again a topic for the other video. Back to this one over here. Since the sections were pre-assembled, I went ahead and was going through the process of painting all the rubber tires found on the rollers, and that's where I ran into the problem that we have here, where we have a busted axle. When the previous builder went ahead and glued these sections in place, he went ahead and had just slightly too much glue in the location. It must have oozed out and seized the wheel to the axle itself. So when it came time for me to paint, I went ahead and just nudged it a little bit, tried to get it to spin, and it just spun, cracked the piece off outright. And here we have the busted return roller right here. This actually happened twice on this build. One of them has already been repaired and is fully repaired, as you can see, and I'm going to do the same procedure to this one here. Now, normally if something like this happens, the first instinct that a lot of people have is just to simply glue it back on. Just take a drop of glue, just try to fit the piece back in place and try to call it a day. Unfortunately, if you do that, it never really comes out all that great. Talking from personal experience over here, and that is definitely something that can hurt the build. The best and strongest way to fix it is the way we're going to go over in this video, and I'm going to take you along, so in case this does happen to you, and it's something that can frequently happen, you have the proper tools and the proper technique in order to address it. So let's go ahead and get this started. To do the repair, we have the following bits of equipment on the table. The first is a X-Acto, or in my case, a miniature box cutter. We have a pin vise with a small micro bit on it. This is a number 63 bit, and it's a 0.0370 bit. These bits here are procured from the vendor listed below in the video description. We have here some floor wire. The floor wire is the exact same size as the bit in question, which is definitely going to be important. We have here a very increasingly running out bottle of thick super glue. And we have here a flat needle file. Essentially, all of the piece of equipment that I just mentioned can be found on Amazon, and I'll go ahead and throw some of the links below in the description in case anyone is struggling out there trying to find some of these bits of equipment. The wire is procured from Michael's Craft Stores. Any craft store worth their salt should have this wire in their floral section, so they're really also easily come by. The first thing required to do the procedure is to drill a hole dead center into the portion here of the vehicle. You want to make sure it is as close to center as possible, but you have some leeway here or there. However, the more centered it is, the better. And the reason why I'm using a pin vise instead of a dremel is that a dremel, even at its slowest setting, can still remove more material than required, and that'll actually complicate matters as opposed to helping them. So that's why I always roll with a pin vise when I'm doing this type of procedure. So I just want to line it up, just eyeball it essentially, and I just start drilling into the material. Because there's nothing on the inside of the hull here, I can just go directly through and through, and I'll just make for a stronger bond when it comes time to remount the piece in place. Want to make sure that the bit's nice and clean, don't get that spaghetti buildup. And then there we go. We are drilled all the way through. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the row wheel. The row wheel, before I can do anything, I need to remove the center hubcap stem from the wheel itself. I just push on the back of this over here, and the piece just slides out. If the unit is glued in place for one reason or another, you could do the same procedure, but you're just going to have to do it with it still on the wheel. Not impossible, but it's a little bit easier, I find, to do it off. At this point here, you want to square the surface off. There's a bit of crud here from where the piece cracked off, and what will happen is that it will actually inhibit the hole drilling procedure, and that's where the use of the X-Acto comes in, or the needle file. You don't have to be super precise. You just want to have a nice flat section here, just so it makes the drilling a bit easier. And there you go. Once that's done, you then have to carefully line the center up. Again, you can go off slightly, but better the center, the more accurate the piece. And you start drilling. And here you can see the piece getting drilled out. When you're drilling the piece out, you don't want to go too far in, so you want to know exactly where the piece is going to stop. If it pokes out through the other side, you're not exactly helping yourself. But you don't want the piece very shallow. You want a nice bit of material right there, so that the more material you have around the metal stem, the stronger the piece will be, and the stronger the repair. You also want it, when drilling, keep the bit as straight as possible. If you're going in an angle, it's going to poke through to the outer side of the axle, and again, you're not doing yourself any favors. And that's really the most of the danger that you have to watch out for when you're doing this procedure. Again, it's one of those things that's a bit easier to do off camera, but since I have you guys, I might as well go through it. Okay, so there we go. Now that the hole has been drilled out, I'm going to take the wire here, add a small drop of super glue to the end. Just a small little fine iron amount like you see there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and slide the piece into the axle like so. And at this point here, I'm just going to let the glue set. In a minute or so, once the glue is fully set, I could go ahead, snip the wire, and begin the installation procedure. And in my usual fashion when I'm doing a tutorial video, I always forget one essential tool, and that would be some kind of a wire snipper to obviously cut the wire. So again, very easily found. This one's from Harbor Freight, but Amazon has these, or basically anywhere you go that has tools. At this point here, you snip off the wire. The length of the wire depends on the vehicle in question. If you are going into an open area like this where there's really nothing in the way, you can have the wire a little bit longer, or if you have something that either is halfway through an object, or if it's in a place where it could be hit by something, you want to make sure that it's at the appropriate length. On this one here, even though it is open on the inside, the upper hull does have a wall, and it slides into this recess over here, so you want to be sure of exactly how long the piece is. But as you can see, I just slid the piece in place. Nothing overextends on the inside. And it's also quite strong. So at this point here, I could go ahead, put the wheel back in place, like so. And now I could re-glue the component in place. So depending on the build, you can add to the stem. Or I'm going to add a small little drop over here on the inner portion of the hole, because this model is obviously motorized, and the wheel would be nice if it could spin. So it's easier to do it this way, because if you have the stem route, when you are installing the piece, the glue tends to bubble up, and it tends to grab onto the rim, which is kind of exactly what happened and what caused the thing to break originally. So here I'm just using a small finite amount of glue. Make sure that the glue is only in the hole, just like so. And now I'm just going to take this guy, slide him in place. And once he's fully seated, the piece is fully repaired. As you can see, externally, it looks no different compared to the other wheels, which is exactly obviously what you want for a model. And as you can see, the piece can still rotate, and it's much stronger compared to just trying to glue the thing in place. Try to glue these things in place statically without drilling them out. First, they're not nearly as strong as they were before, so on a wheel like this, you're going to put the track on, and bink, the piece is just going to crack off on you. Or, when you glue it in place, it's not going to sit right. You have to try to match the broken section, and it'll kind of be in an angle or dangling. And again, you're not doing yourself any favors. The best way to fix something like this is the way I just showed. And from here, I could go ahead and continue with the remainder of the completion and build. And with that, that wraps up this quick modeling tutorial video for a busted axle repair. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to this channel, where it's a great way to keep up to date on new posted content, being tutorial videos like this one over here, or my usual content being small scale model showcase videos and large scale project update videos when they get posted. Another way to keep in loop of new posted content is by liking us on Facebook. There I have pictures of this build completed that are posted, along with photographs of the other smaller and larger scale builds that have been seen on this channel in the past. Furthermore, don't forget to swing by eastcoastarmory.com for more 1/6 and 1/16 scale builds and detailed components. Thanks again, and I'll be seeing you all again on the next one. Take care.